Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. It's another time. We're joining in speedily. So, first, I can see that the background, the YouTube comment is showing, it's showing product pricing. I want to believe that, just an oversight. The class we're doing today is products. Good evening, thank you. So yeah, the class we're running today is product metrics. Product metrics, how to measure your product goal. Of course, I like to, because there is tendency to want to really go as technical as we want, but then we also like to carry all of us along. So I would try to run us through a different data-driven product management before we go into product metrics. Because, of course, why? Please, just a minute. Okay. Apologies for the break in transmission. We are back. Yes, we're all still Nigerians after all. Yes, so don't worry. I just like to wear I like to cover, I don't know, I like to cover my head. So the secret behind that is I like to do everything fast. So I just cover. That's easy for me to just do fast and cover. So yes, let's get into this speedily. So like I said, we want to move quickly into product metrics. That's what this class is about. I hope the background, the YouTube caption will be adjusted. We'll move quickly into product metrics. Okay, but before we do, I want us to check product metrics. Okay, yes, before we do, I want us to see how data-driven project management works. Product management. So as product managers, we have to be very, very driven, and very much driven by data. and it's the truth. So I'm trying to buy time. I want to tell us something. From the inception of this class, yes, from the inception, we have already informed all of us to have a product. Have a product you are carrying along. So, and this is because you're going to have a capstone project, okay? You're going to have a capstone project, and the capstone project will be you working on this your product. So, for every topic we have taught you, you're supposed to discuss to your product. So, for every topic we have introduced to you, for every class of taking you, that capstone project will include you doing it entirely on it. So, for instance, the capstone project will include you doing a roadmap for your work. It will include you doing a PRD. It will include you, doing a wireframe, a sketch. You will do a bit of markets, go to market strategy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you have work to do, and I mean it. So if you have not been carrying your product along, you're on a long thing. I can say that very deliberately. All right, so moving on. Wow, we're not today, 43. That's like some 40% of the last class I took. I hope people are not considering, hope I will not, or Bulava is facing everyone. But in everything you do, please just give all you can. All right, so let me share this with you. So I'm particular about when we enter class, really. But the message is not for those who are here, you're already here. It's for those who are not here. Because I noticed that many of us will now start coming back and say, oh, I don't understand. You wouldn't, because I try to use as many slides as possible so that you can understand. So by the time I'm coming or you're not in class, it will be hard for you to actually understand, really. It's hard for you to understand. But it's no problem. Let me show you some things. Let's go through this for Let's go through this for now. Admin, thank you. You can run up my slides. Sorry. Okay. So admin, if I can have my slides up, I would not mind. So I'm talking to product metrics generally, and I call it measuring product life. Okay. So you're checking the metrics of your product is how you see the life of your product. It's how you see your performance. Take it as a student in school, yeah. You're going to have report cards, okay? And your report card is going to make you know how, or if your child is in school. So your product is like your child. Do you understand? You're waiting for the end of the term. You're waiting for the end of the session. You want to see what the report card is. Because that will guide your action. In fact, some of us, the report card we are seeing is how we say, okay, go to science class. Okay, you know what? Go to commercial class. You know what? Go to art class. Why? Because you're making product-driven decisions. So every day, we all make decisions based, in fact, we all do. Let's bring this economy, for instance. Why don't you do some things you used to do before? In economics, we call some things income shock and consumption shifting. So many of us, because of the shock to income, we are beginning to make a lot of shifts. Some of you who will go out all the time have reduced your going out. Some of you who will never stop, but maybe go to cinema every Saturday, you have cut it down. So why are you making that decision? Numbers. You're checking the price of things, you're checking your income, all of them are numbers. And you're making decisions based on them. So product metrics, I call it measuring product life. Product metrics is how you see the life of your product, how you see how your product is performing. Okay? If you can hear me, just type carry your product along. If you can hear me clearly, type carry your product along in the comments section. I'm waiting for that at least that's my own metrics, to measure if you're in class or if you can hear me. So as soon as I say carry your product along, I know alrighty, you can hear me. Thank you. All right, moving on. This is not what we're going to today. I saw this post on Facebook on LinkedIn my program manager I follow, and I wanted to bring it here for us to see. I wanted us to see it. His name is Sachin Sharma. You can follow him. And it says, he put on this quote, what does a product manager do? I'm saying it so that many of us will not say, this thing is getting too much. They are showing us too much. It's stressful. No. Like I said, product management is work. Trust me, it's work. It's just that for most Nigerian corporations, they are still not allowing PMs the PMs. They may still use you as a project manager sometimes. So you may not know. But you can see what Sachin Sharma said here. You have 8. Meanwhile, there are people in this class I've asked them to reach out to me for some things. I've been saying this since, I mean, whoever knows, I see it every time I join this class. They've not responded. Alrighty. So we have 8 of them that this person noted. First one is market research. That's a you must have. That's one thing you will do. Second one is product strategy. You will have to do all of this. Third one is planning roadmaps. Fourth one is cross-functional collaboration. Fifth one is prioritization. Okay, they have not reached out. That's nice. Sixth one is user experience. Seventh one is data analysis. And eighth one is stakeholder management. Of course, there is also project management and there is growth. So I'm showing you this so that by the time we get into what this course really is, many of you will not run away. Don't run. Don't use attendance and escape. You have work to do. So moving on, I said these are what you will learn. What are product metrics? Number 1. Number 2, you're going to learn what we measure. That is, what do we measure? Why do we measure? You're going to look for North Star metrics, and then you'll know how to interpret data for product and business decision. Okay? We're going to go gradually on this. Of course, they may be a bit complex, but you will get it. Trust me. All right, you will get them. Okay, 64, we're growing. So, please, I want us to write this quote down. This is the quote every data analyst, every program manager that wants to be data-driven must know. You must cram this thing by Edward Deming. If you have heard this quote before, it's a good one for you. But please, if you are there, just type that thing out. Like, I want you to cram it. Let it be your lifeblood. Let it be a part of your life. It's not carry your product along. The quote is on your screen. The quote is on your screen. I'm trying to also use that to measure if you can see my screen. The quote is on your screen. Just type it out yourself. It's by Edward Deming. W. Edward Deming. I'm waiting for us. Yes, in God we trust. All of that must bring data. So I wanted to ask, what you're reading, type what you think it means. Let me see, what do you think it means? What do you think it means, everyone? Quickly, I would like to know what you think it means. In God we trust, all of that must bring data. Exactly. Yeah. I like you guys are flowing big. Clap for yourself. I think all of you have more energy than me this evening because I don't think I got down, but I think I'm getting it back from seeing your comments. Thank you. Alrighty. So what do you think it means? Anyone? What does it mean to you? What does it say to you? What do you understand by it? Because product metrics, trust must include data to be proven. Thank you, Esther. All right, more. I'm trying to ease us into this particular course because it's not that easy. Some of us are not used to data. Some of us don't like data, but you have to like it. Okay. In trust, if we trust in God, exactly. Yeah, I like this. If we trust in God, yeah, we trust in God, but any other information must be actual factual data. Okay. Everyone must give an information, no matter how small. That's okay. It means we shouldn't work with assumptions, but be backed by research and appropriate data. Makes sense? It means for decisions to be made, be backed up by data. Exactly. And this, let me tell you something. It means only one person is God. Exactly. Only God can be trusted. So if you are not God, okay, bring data. So long as you are not God, I don't want to know who you are. As long as you are not God, you can bring data. As long as you are not in heaven, sitting on God's throne. Good evening, Molufunke. Good to have you too. As long as you're not sitting on God's throne, you're not the one who is in heaven. I think go and bring data. Say that's the mindset. What's the proof? Where is the fact? By data, it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3. Where did you find the information? How is it proven? Let me prove it with you. Because when you make decision, it can be costly. Exactly. So long as you are not God, every other person will be verified through data. It's good to trust in God, but you must work it out to bring data. Yeah, that's fine. Some people are interpreting it as if it's Bible study in church. Anyway, only God is worthy of trust. Every other person must provide data to back up their points. Nkechi, this is perfect. Very, very perfect. I like that. Nkechi Onwagu, that's a very, very good definition. Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. Don't worry. After today's class, if I do not get feedback from those two people, after today's class, we'll replace them with two new people. Hopefully, we have people who respond well tomorrow. That's Nkechi Anamali Abi. Yes, Chinere Anamali and Sida Empire. And those are the two people I owed something. If they don't respond today, we'll replace them with new people tomorrow. But I'm seeing very sweet answers right now. All right. Okay, only God is worthy of trust. You must, okay, all of this put together. Okay, it suggests that why faith in God may guide one's belief or morals. When it comes to making practical decisions, especially in business, science, management, solid data and proof are required. Very perfect. Very perfect. So this is established. Now you talk and now all of you agree that if you are not God, bring data. I know you are gods and all of that. But it's only we're saying it's only even as a business person, maybe you are an apostolic product manager. I know many of us are here, I'm kingdom product managers, whatever. What I'm saying is simple. If you have the mindset to say, okay, let's take this product this way. I've prayed about it, I think it will work. Now all that your prayer, let God lead you to go and look for proof to convince the management. Moving on. I think I've established this code beyond reasonable doubt. So now let's take another class exercise before I run you through what I have for you today, which is data-driven product management. So let's do this. I said, what comes to mind when you hear product metrics? Good evening, stick around. So what comes to mind when you hear product metrics? Oh yeah, fire. I want to see what comes to your mind. Don't be deep. It's okay. Just what came to mind. Product metrics. Because I will still show us something when we get to the slides I have for you today. So what comes to mind when you see product metrics? I am listening. What comes to your mind when you see product metrics? Okay. Okay. Kilo. What is the idea? Okay. I'm still seeing them. I will collate them because I'm trying to not go one by one. We have a long journey to go today. I hope it's not too long though, but we do have. Product specific, care product values layer. Okay. Product performance. I think I like that word. Product performance. And I will tell you why. What do you want to see in report card? It's not as if you want to see if the person did English or if it's about what the data is saying. So, and I will tell you, listen, there's a difference between you and a data analyst. Product progress, thank you. You are not a data analyst. A data analyst can just give you the results. That's his job. So most times, if you have a very good company that have all the money, you will have your own data analyst. It should not be you doing all the data, but in case you don't have, be like me, learn a lot of data analytics. You may not come out as a data analyst, but you must be able to do crazy regression as much as you can. Visualizations, regression, interpretation of data, reading of analysis, interpretation, insights, forecasting, pull up data together, a lot of market analysis. What helps me though, because of my background in economics, first and second degree, I've done a lot of research, so of course I will know how to analyze. But it will help you to learn. If you look at your data analytics class for this training, all of the facilitators, I'm saying it for, I don't know what I'm saying this for, so that you can know that this is not beans. All of the facilitators in data analytics class are my friends, and we talk based on data. From Power BI to Excel to, talk regression analytics to, in fact, let me shock you. Currently, I currently enrolled for a Python class for just some advanced data analytics and then machine learning, and I'm paying for it. I'm saying that to you so that you can understand that your work as a product manager is wide and your skill must be strong. In a nutshell, I want all of you to tell me what a T-shaped professional is. Quickly, who is a T-shaped professional? T-shaped professional. Fast, with speed. In your caption, look for what a T-shaped professional is. I'm waiting for you. I'm going to share my screen for you to see. But I want you to first of all look for it. A T-shaped professional. I will share it with you now. I just Googled it and I want you to see it, what it is. Now, this is not clear enough. A product manager in a large extent has to be a what? A T-shaped professional. A T-shaped professional. Please, I beg you, as a product manager, you have to be a T-shaped professional. It's not just I'll show you. I'm looking for something. I've seen it before. I'm looking for a diagram for product managers in particular, and I will show you. Yes, a combination of skill and best practice. I will show you. I want to show you this. Just bear with me. I like to allow you guys to see. Okay, good. I don't need to sign in. Let me share the tab with you guys. Now, can you see my screen? This diagram I'm looking for, I've seen it. This is a T-shaped professional. Do you understand? Your core strength. Now, this is what it means. Can you see? So you're going to have width of knowledge and depth of knowledge. For those who are Christians, a believer is supposed to be like this too. Your Ephesians, to know how deep, he's talking about to comprehend with all things, length, breadth, depth, and height. Yes, it's also a language in the corporate space. So a teacher professional for product manager, this is it. I'm showing on your screen. You can screenshot this so you know your journey. So you can be wide. MVP design, business theory, continuous delivery, business lifecycle, product market fit, analytics and product metrics. You can see it's part of it, right? I'm going to zoom up. So let's start the T. You can see MVP designs. You can see business theory. Thank you. I can see your meanings. Please, I'm sorry I'm not reading them out. I'm looking at time. Lean continuous theory, business lifecycle, product market fit, analytics and product metrics, UI UX design, user research, product ownership. Those are still the length of the T. This, even if you are a Christian now, this is the way Christ is too. On the cross, just standing. Is that deep and wide thing? You must learn it, really. That's why I chose this career. It's easy for me to interpret into my faith easily. Sorry. So the product ownership, Just a minute, guys. Okay, so strategic vision and business strategy. You can see what those two are. Strategic vision and business strategy. And that is why Christ, oh boy, I'm so sorry. I have been muted. I've been muted. Thank you. I've unmuted. Sorry. You can hear me now. So, like I said, yes. Apologies for that. I was muted. I did not know. So I said, let me answer Mosumola Victoria. A PM is not a generalist. You are not a generalist. You are a teaching professional. It's different. A generalist tries to do everything. Is trying to do everything. Doesn't know how to allocate. That's a generalist. But as a program manager, you know a lot of things, but you are very deep in strategic vision and business strategy. You can see the depth. Let me also do something for you. Chief Product Officer, Google. Mr. Lukunke, be coming down. You can't say. I'm just saying. So I'm just saying that's your journey as a program manager. So your work is a whole lot. I'm trying to look for the profile of a chief product officer for you. Because at the beginning of my journey, these are the things I decided to say I must see. I'm trying to, I really wish I can find a good CV of a chief product officer. Now, wow. I'm trying to look for a profile of a chief product officer online. I know you can hear me now. I believe so. I was muted earlier on. I apologize, but it's open now. Can't I just find a profile? I have a profile. Okay, no problem. Let's move on. Let me not use this to take time. I will find this again tomorrow. I apologize for that. I always like to do this before class so we can see many of the things you want to see. Okay. All right. So no problem. I'll find a way. I'll find a way. There are things I want us to see. Okay. Let me just show you this basically. There is an MIT course, yeah? Yes. So you're exactly. I like what you're doing there, Duru. So your journey is long, and you'll not get there one day. But know where you are going. Let me show you this MIT course. I'm not taking it to, I have to put that disclaimer because if I show you the price now, you run away. They can be really expensive. I can't even find the price, but that's not the problem here. Let me zoom something out for you. There's a 12-month certificate program at MIT. You can see it's for chief product officer. You're already a chief product officer and you're taking this course. You can look at the courses: leadership and innovation, designing product families, designing high impact solutions, digital platforms. You'll be learning two-sided markets, APIs, roadmaps. Then you're looking at data leadership, cloud and DevOps, lifecycle assessment. So why am I showing you all of this? As a product manager, you have a lot to learn. So don't assume we're overreaching when we're taking all of these courses. Don't just feel, guys, we're coming down. No, trust me. Exactly, Duru, I love this question you asked. So ask yourself, where are you? You can see why we are three teaching it, because and when they say teach it, it's not as if you just read a book on these ones, you know them, but it's just that you are deep in this one. You should be able to carry, you should be able to at least carry your laptop and do a feat of even UI/UX design. If there's no data analysis, if there's no MIT is Massachusetts Institute of Technology, it's a school. You can do it. The name got to scatter my mouth, so I won't try it again. All right, so like I was saying, if you want to do MVP, you need to do all of that. In business theory, all of that. So please, I'm doing all of this stress to show you why we're taking this course, so that when we start, people will not start dropping off. It's part of your skill, though. If you earn your job in Nigeria, you know, in some places in Nigeria, of course, you may think they went overhead, but they didn't, trust me. You know, in some places in Nigeria. Okay, you can hear me. So moving on, product metrics are often grouped into 4 categories. Okay, and this is where our trainings will be on: business metrics, product usage metrics, customer satisfaction, and roadmap progress. Star Crown signature, you can hear me. I can hear myself. Trust me, I'm on YouTube now, so I know where the issue is. So these are the 4 categories of what we check, or you may need to restart your network or log out and log in. So business metrics, those are metrics that are relating to business. Okay, under business metrics, we are trying to look for things that pertain to business. For instance, and we're looking at things like revenue, things like churn, things like conversion. Those are business metrics. For product usage metrics, we're looking at things that show how people interact with our products. We're looking at daily active users, monthly active users, people that are using our products every day, every week, every month. We'll get there. Don't worry, I'm just paraphrasing. Of course, you're looking at customer satisfaction. So, are they happy with their experience? What's going on? And then we're also looking at roadmap progress. Roadmap progress will now include how the product team is progressing against the timeline. So we are going to be checking a lot of metrics in this process. So let's not worry. So I'm asking a question: why should you track product metrics? Why you should track product metrics? So I said, as a product manager, yeah, you provide expertise needed to make strategic decisions. Don't forget we talked about complete product experience last week. If many of you have done the assignment, we made a lot of questions about CPE. And what I'm saying here is that you provide the expertise needed to make strategic decisions throughout the life cycle. Throughout the product life cycle, you are the one providing all of the expertise, okay? Which means you cannot afford to not track metrics. Again, from product development to launch to growth, maturity, and decline. So we're saying you are the one providing all of these strategic decisions. How they develop, when they launch, when they grow, when they mature, when they decline. You are the one providing all of these decisions. So tracking product metrics helps you make critical decisions that is informed by data at every stage. Okay? Please, the last sentence is very important. You can type it out if you can see it. I said tracking product metrics helps you make critical decisions informed by data at every stage. So, because of this line, I'll be taking you today strongly about data-driven product management. I said tracking product metrics helps you make critical decisions informed by data at every stage. So tomorrow and Saturday and Friday, or whatever day it falls, based on the admin, we'll be looking into all of these metrics, all of these 4 metrics. We'll see the 4 business metrics, and I'll also show you some panels. We have some panels that you will see how you have to read these products. Okay, I will do some panels, and then you'll be able to see how to read these products. All right. Just a minute, please. So, apologies, please. I need to. Okay, thank you. So, we look into all of those 4, tomorrow and then the other class. But because of this definition, I would like to show you how to track, product metrics. And the idea is you are tracking them to make critical decisions informed by data at every stage. So I would use today from here, I branched down that slide to show us what we mean by data-driven product managers. So the goal is to make you guys data-driven product managers who are data-driven. But before then, let me show you product metrics. So I said, product metrics are measurements that help us understand how well a product is performing. That's why when that person wrote product performance, I said that was really cool. So they help you understand how well a product is performing. I said, think of them as key indicators that show how many people are using the product, how engaged they are, and how much value it's bringing. I'm reading now. They are essential for making informed decisions and improvements. For instance, they can let you know if they are happy and when the product is meeting its goals. I was doing a data training for some church admin somewhere, and I was telling them that, do you know what you can do when you collect data every Sunday? You know that you can easily analyze that data, and the data you can collect beyond just, I'm saying this to you, okay? I'm saying this part so that you will not just cram metrics. You can, as a product manager, create the metrics you want to see. Collect some kind of data because you want to make some kind of decision. And that's what the slide we have for today will show you, what data-driven decision making is and how you can make such decisions. So as a product manager, when you're done with this training, if you see data analytics training, don't say I'm not a data analyst, to go and take it. And I'm not saying you should run away from this class now. I want to start with data analytics. That's not how you go deep. But after this training, if you find another training that's data analysis, try to take it. You are increasing how intelligent you are and how useful you are to your companies. So I was on a story. I was taking these admin guys and I was telling them that, for instance, I can decide. I mean, you can go back to my face now. I think so. I can decide to look at the number of people in church. Okay, I can decide to look at number of people in church. Maybe I have that number, and they are like 200 or 300. Do you understand? Now that I know that number, I can try to collect nice demography, know their age group, and know, if possible, the ones that are male, the ones that are female. When I do that, I have their names, I have their name group. Of course, I'm the church admin. I can also work with pastor to say, okay, let us also plot in that line, let's have another column to show what their tithe is saying monthly. So if you see what their tithe is saying, you can also use another column to multiply by 10 to have their income. By the time you check that, you can now check the income of those who are married, who are fathers, and who are above 30. You can easily plot and see, okay, how many people here are older, earn about 500,000 in a month. Do you understand? A minute. Do you understand? So how many people earn like 500,000 in a month who are fathers and who are married or and all of that? Do you know that when you do that, you are able to, okay, sorry, go this way. It's okay this way. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So imagine you do that kind of data. You have plotted their, you know, you have their names in a column, you have their age in another column, you have their marital status in another column, you have, you have all of that. You can actually tell, you can now draw insights from that. I'm teaching you now related to product now, so just listen. You can now draw insights from that and say, um, you cannot draw insights from that and say, okay, we have 20 people out of the, okay, in our church, there are 50 people who are fathers. And out of those 50 people, only 20 of them earn more than 500,000 in a month. And out of those 20 people that earn more than 500, about 10 of them have 4 children. You can use that to now make informed recommendations. So what do you suggest? Maybe we can help them get better employment. Maybe we can do training. Maybe we can organize one empowerment. Maybe we can do all of that. And I'm saying that because data is what people live on. Let me tell you something that you don't know. Many of the applications you're looking at out there, they are not actually applications like that. They are data. They are data platforms. Do you understand? Let me shock you. Do you know that Netflix data can be used to push some products to Nigeria? Ordinary Netflix data. For instance, they can pull Netflix data and realize that out of Nigerians who watch movies, ladies like to watch lifestyle movies the most. Maybe all these reality shows on Netflix. That's what Nigerians who are ladies watch the most. That means if they create a reality show like that in Nigeria, they will have more people watching it or wanting to be a part of it. When did you think Facebook launched Facebook Market? It's data. You realize that okay, Facebook now has 6 billion people, and out of those 6 billion people, or whatever the users are, out of those number of people, you realize that Facebook is now, in DMs, people are exchanging products, people are exchanging, making payments. So let's launch a feature, Facebook Market. So it's not just enough to say I know data, I can analyze data. What decisions are you making with the data? That's the difference between a data analyst and a product manager. So a product manager is data driven. You are not trying to compete for a data analyst job. Don't do it to the point that if you're applying for a job, it's data analyst, you apply, whatever I see, let me collect. Or because you don't know UI UX, you see product design job, you apply. Or because you don't know research, and you apply. Stay on course. But what you are doing with those other knowledge is so that you can be a very, very deep and knowledgeable product manager. So let me take it away. Where did I put the slides? Just a minute. Okay. Okay, full slide now. So we'll go through this today. I hope we can finish. I'll try to summarize it into 10 so that we can really finish this part. Because I can't take this into tomorrow. Confirm if you can hear me. Yes, you can have full slides on this now. Thank you. So let me know if you can see my screen. I would like to get that before I move deep into it. All right. So I said data-driven product management. I will introduce this to us before our break. So I said data-driven product management is a strategic approach that utilizes data insights to guide product decisions, 1, drive innovation, and achieve business goals. So what we're doing is we're using, let me make this play this for you to see. Okay, so I said data-driven product management strategic approach that utilizes data insights to guide product decisions, one, drive innovation, and achieve business goals. So what you want to do here is not to just show you guys how to see data, no. And I'm starting with this so that by the time we are checking data tomorrow and on Friday, we will understand why we are calling those data. It's three things we want to do. Number one, we want to guide our product decisions. We want to drive innovation. I want to achieve the goal of the business. Moving on, I said, sorry. Okay, so let's look at the importance of data in product decision making. Importance of data in product decision making. Okay, we are more now. Before I go into this, I mentioned that we must have a product idea in mind, because at the end of this training, you're going to have a capstone product, a capstone assignment, where it's a capstone project. By capstone, we mean capstone, that thing that is everything. So you are going to use your product idea and go to make a presentation that is solid. And in that presentation, don't think it's just one slide. No, it's going to be a lot. You're going to add your PRD to it. You're going to add your market research results and the analytics to it. You're going to do your empathy mapping inside it. You're going to do your product sketch. So as you're attending each class, don't wait for the end. Be doing those things for your product. If you have been following, by the time we say submit your capstone project, you're just supposed to submit. Not like you're now saying, I want to start from the scratch. So for every class, carry your product along. Thank you. So look at this. We highlighted sorry, Glory David. Now you say you want the educated. Sorry, yeah. Yes, and I can tell you for a fact, at least I've attended a few product schools. From myself and my colleagues, this is one of the most comprehensive, and I know what I'm saying. And that's because, number one, we have the time. 3 times a week for 12 to 14 weeks is a lot. So you guys need to also learn in those times. Yes, Christine, sorry. Yeah? What is it? God help me. God will. So please, if you have not found your product idea, if you have not been using it, you have been wasting time. You should have, at least you should have a PRD for your product by now. Mamela taught you that. You should be having a sketch already. Even if it is user flow, you will have something. By now, I have taught you that. And that is why you must be attentive in class, so that you can ask questions. Because if you're carrying your product along, you should have questions. You should have. We don't have questions because we're not carrying our product along. I'm aware that some of us wanted to just mark attendance, which means we just want to collect certificates. I've said it times and over again. Don't be that person that wants to pack certificates. That's how Nigerians like to do. Certifications everywhere. Meanwhile, there's no development in the nation. That's why, because we have a lot of people in the civil service who have certifications, who have certificates, who went to school, finished, but they don't know it. And because they don't know, they don't lead any change, they don't make any impact. So don't be that kind of person, please. Be very attentive in class. Make sure that you are following the class. That's how you know. And like I've shown you in Teaching Professional, as a product manager, you're learning a lot. So if you're not applying your heart to it, you're going to lose it in the way. And you're not just learning a lot, you're learning a lot in 3 months. So that's a lot. And it's my goal that by the time you look at yourself after the end of this training, you will look back to yourself before you started, and you will not be able to find that person anymore, because there will be a huge gap. There is one of us I follow on LinkedIn. I see the way the person writes about each class and make posts on it. You'll be surprised when that person gets an internship role before the training ends. It's the parable of the talent. Whatever is given to you, what are you doing with it? Enough pep talk. Let's move. So there are 4 importance of data in product decision making. One of them, I said, informed decisions. So data provides objective insights and reduces reliance on assumption and intuition. The same thing I said earlier. In God we trust. Every other person do what? Bring data. So data provides objective insights. Objective. 500 people said they would have loved to be able to have their fitness app. They would have loved to be able to have their fitness app, allow them collaborate or have accountability partners, such that the moment I wake up in the morning and I decide to start dressing up for the gym, I can put it there, dressing up for the gym, so that my fitness app can also just read aloud and say, hey, Christine, Musumala is dressing up for gym. Do you want to join her? Do you understand? And it also tells Musumala, as you're dressing up, do you want to call Christine to join you? That collaborative app, so that gym bodies. So if in your product research, 500 people gave that kind of suggestion or gave that kind of need analysis, they gave that kind of problem or that formed the problem statement. By the time you are telling your developers or your team that let's add this feature, nobody can argue with you because you're pulling up data. Like out of about 700 responses, 500 people talked about this feature. Those are our markets. So that means if I can add this feature to it, I can go to the market and one of the things I'm selling is that collaborate on your journey to fitness. That's what I'm selling. And how am I selling it? I'm putting a link and I'm to download the app, and I'm telling them that my app has a functionality where you can collaborate with somebody. Do you understand? You can even do a group target goal. Maybe work out daily for the next 60 days. You can create a group within the app and all of that. It works. Do you understand? Musumala says, God help me. Yeah, God help me. God really do. So, of course, that's informed decision. So, your data in product decision making helps you to make informed decisions, and you will not rely on assumptions or intuition. That is one. Number two, customer understanding. When you analyze data, you will see your customers better. Analyzing user behavior and feedback reveals unmet needs and preference. You will know what your customer is looking for. Let me help you. So we're building an application here. We did an onboarding flow. And we did it, the client said we need to adjust it. And I was like, why? So, listen to me. The way things look, I was showing you with Money Point that day. In the modern age, you need to reduce how much you make people stress themselves to get into your application. But what those ones now told us is that they are an investment company. Are you following? That they are an investment company and they have clients. So this is it. Clients already come to that investment company. Let me ask you a question. If you invested 100 million naira in one company, and you now came to, maybe they created a website for you to onboard yourself, you've already invested, you have your papers, your files. They now said, there's now an application for you to just manage your investment. I'm asking the question, as you're trying to log into the application, you now realize that you typed your main name, password, and all of that, and you're already inside the application. What will you do? You invested 100 million naira. So that knowledge of user that they gave us made us understand that with this kind of user, with your level of users, HT, high net worth individuals, HNIs, they like exclusivity. They like to feel special. They like to feel safe. So if you make the onboarding journey very simple, they feel like that's how any scammer can also get into the application. So by the time you're telling them to put DVM, scan your ID card, do this, put the guarantee, all of those things make them feel secure. So we now made the onboarding process a bit cumbersome. And then we also asked them for insights. They're the ones in the company. They gave us data, they gave us things we need to work with, and then we repeat the onboarding process. Onboarding that was about three pages is now going to about 12 pages. I believe you can. Do you understand what I just said? I don't know if anyone can hear me. So do you understand? So it's not, you don't have a straight-jacketed rule. Your analytics will make you understand your customers and you can manage them better. So I said optimized products is the third one. Optimized products. Data guides product development, ensuring features resonate with users and achieve desired outcome. Product development, so optimize means you can start making things better. Let's say we have launched that product with that small onboarding. If it's in the process, we now realize that users are not convenient with their safety because the onboarding is too small, we will come and optimize that product with a longer onboarding. Exactly. So you continue to take, you can see that data makes us think. So you will not have one straight way. We know onboarding has to reduce. No, let's deal with data. And data is qualitative and both quantitative. Who are our audience? Who are they? What do they want? How can we serve them? So, and you can begin to optimize your product. For instance, we talked about WhatsApp. WhatsApp started with, how many of you remember when WhatsApp was still on normal, not even Android phones, on all these Nokia phones that have button? When Android was then Nokia C3. I don't know if any of us use Nokia C3. You know, that was one of the trending phones then when I was in my 100 level. You know, Nokia C3 and all of that. So you can see that every was he available even pre-degree. Everybody wanted to use all of this or BlackBerry. You saw the kind of WhatsApp that was on them. You know, you can just chat and all of that. But later, phone calls, video calls, and all of that. So optimization, iteration. Okay. So data exactly. Data allows you to do all of that. Makes you see how to improve your product. Symbian form. God bless you. Many women in tech. That's good. So yeah, you can improve your product. Finally, before we go on break, I talked about improved ROI. So data-driven decisions maximize resource allocation. You know what your product needs, you know when it needs it, and then it reduces how much you waste effort. So guys, we have a lot of work to do today. This is just let me see. We have just about 8 slides, but not that 8, so they are loaded. So on one slide, we can use like 10 minutes. So please let us go quickly, take our attendance, and then be back. I'm releasing you by 7 so that you can go and do what you gotta do, and then you are back 8 as much as possible. So please, let's look out for our attendance, and let's also inform our guys. Let's get back quickly. I may not be able to take time to wait for us. Thank you. Thank you. I believe we're all back to class. I believe we're all back. Let's see. Okay. Um, Sorry, I need to just clear off the communication. All right. Just a minute, please. Please confirm. Oh, you can't hear me too. Really? Can you hear me now? Please confirm for me from the studio if you can hear me. Confirm from the studio if you can hear me. Thank you. Okay, good. You can hear me. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm talking to how you gather data. You can monitor on social media. So there are four ways really. Web analytics. There are platforms online. You can always see them. You can see how people are interacting with other platforms. You can look at cargo. You know, as a product manager, I must be able to do a basic research, search all these things. Um, okay, how many people have phones in Lagos? You can find all this data. And of course, you can also look for user surveys. User surveys includes you going to the market, okay, research data, um, analytics. You're looking at, you know, the user research we taught you earlier on. You're looking at using your Google, your SurveyMonkey, your Typeform, your Microsoft Forms, your Google Forms to get feedback from clients. That's user survey. So you gather data from there. Those things are data. For instance, now you did a Google form, and then you had 800 people fill that form. That's data for you. Don't throw it away. Do you understand? That's data for you. Do not throw such data away. Keep them and work with them. For instance, you have another thing is social media monitoring. You're looking at the way people are talking under your comments, people are liking your apps, downloading all of that. You know, you also have social media analytics. You can check your Instagram analytics, Facebook analytics, LinkedIn analytics for your product page and see what people are saying, see what people are liking, see what they are saying, see what your users, you're looking for insights. So that's a data source. I'm showing you all of this now. Another place to source for data is in-app feedback. For instance, you built your app, you have an admin end, or you integrated with analytics applications. Okay, like maybe Google Analytics, like maybe Mixpanel, you've done all of that. This analytics altogether helps you to gather sources. Don't joke with them. So it's either you're getting from web analytics generally, from user surveys, from social media, or from your application itself. Most times for applications, they will build dashboards with it, admin dashboards. That's where you will see all of these things. Or you can also implement in the code base. Just talk to your developers that okay, we want to implement Google Analytics on this one, or we are implementing Mixpanel. They are going to help you connect it to your code base where you can, and they will give you a login. That when you log into all these open source public platforms, you will just be able to pick up data to see how your app is performing. Wow. So that's some data sources. So let's move to data analysis techniques. There are three measures. We have descriptive analytics, we have predictive analytics, and we have prescriptive analytics. Just as a product manager, you will do more of your work in descriptive analytics. It will take a while for you to need predictive. Predictive is mainly for the market research. Predictive is mainly for the market research. Descriptive is what you will need. You want to see how people are dropping, how they are coming up, how many users joined this month. You can actually do a bar chart of your product in the last 12 months. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so thank you. I was trying to show you how, as a product manager, you may not need to do a lot of predictive, and I will explain. So predicting is mainly on the market side. For instance, predictive is simple. The screen shouldn't be blurry. Let me see. Oh, sorry, that could be network. Like I said, please check your YouTube. Make sure you're not watching your YouTube on a low resolution. Check the resolution of your own personal YouTube, okay? Check the resolution of your own YouTube. Make sure it's not low. That's number one. You can also zoom on your own YouTube. Thank you. Moving on. So, descriptive is what you most. This is not to go deep into the data, okay? So this entire slide is just to teach you how to make decisions. So I won't really go deep into all the charts like we'll do going forward from tomorrow. So descriptive analytics is just good to describe the data. For instance, 4,000 people are on the app last month. This month is now 4,500. It's clear. We can make a decision. We are growing. Do you understand? You can decide to look for better and other analytics to see that aligns with your product goal. But for now, you're doing fine. Moving on. I said the last one now is data visualization. You have gathered the data from different data sources. And don't forget I showed you the sources you get data from. You have analyzed them. By descriptive analysis, you can do pie charts, bar charts, anything. You can start to, you start by cleaning data, all of that. You can also do visualization. That's the next thing. For visualization, you can use PowerPoint. You can use PowerPoint. You can use Power BI. You can use Excel. But for better work, Power BI, Tableau, you're good to go. So, but you visualize with heat maps, scatter plots, scarves, line charts, bar charts. The idea is you want to communicate. Don't forget, I said something in my last session. I said, for product managers, what we do is want people to say things in the most concise way possible. So it's simple. What you're trying to do is also communicate these things clearly. So you want to use charts. Moving on, I want us to be very, very fast. We have just 40 minutes thereabouts, and it's enough. So, what's different between product analytics and product metrics? Product analytics is not product metrics. They look alike, but they are not the same. And I will show you. Why. Okay. Let me show you. I think I have a table here. I want to try and expand it. There you can see. Number one, the process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data about a product is what analytics is. The process of collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data. That's analytics. But for metrics, you now look at specific measurements used to track and evaluate product performance. So product metrics use product analytics. But product analytics does not automatically mean product metrics. So product analytics is you collecting all the data, you have analyzed them, you know how to interpret them. Product metrics is now inside your analysis. I want to see daily active users. So product metrics is what moves analytics into what products can use to evaluate product performance. That's the one difference. Number two, for product analytics focus on understanding user behavior, product usage patterns, and customer engagement. Okay, while metrics will show quantifiable data points. Quantifiable data points that show key aspects of product success. Of course, I'm not saying what you are doing is not analytics. So, no, you are doing analytics. I'm just trying to show you what makes it called product metrics. It's not just enough to see the usage patterns, see customer engagement. We are looking for data points as a metric person. Data points that reflect key success. For instance, you see product usage for over 5 years. That's your analytics. It's very clear. Your metrics is now to see that, okay, in these usage patterns, at a point, maybe in 2022, we have been dropping. That's metrics. You're looking for key aspects of that can show product success or failure. And the decision you are doing after that is now what product management is. So, product Analytics, you're looking at tools, techniques for gathering, analyze to visualize. That's analytics for you. But for the metrics now, you're not looking at conversion rate, churn rate. Now I've analyzed it. How are they dropping? So in metrics, you will calculate, we get there. There are some calculations we have to do for metrics using what you have seen in your analytics. Moving on. Oh boy, I think we're moving very good. So let's talk about identifying key metrics and KPIs. Identifying key metrics and KPIs. Number one, alignment with goals. Don't forget today's class or note today's class well, because by tomorrow I will not be going into all these top parts. Do you understand? So alignment with goals. That is, metrics should directly relate to business objective and product success criteria. For instance, you're building a fitness app. The goal for that fitness app so that people can easily work out and all of that, and people can use the app daily. No, not really, no. It's not, both of them can be qualitative, they can be quantitative, but actually product metrics is almost always quantitative. Quantitative actually, very much quantitative. So in a way we can say it, but then from my experience, I like to not have absolutes this way, because we see some case studies that will tell you that product metrics can also be qualitative. But that's not even the idea. The idea is, I've seen as a product metrics person, you are trying to edit. Is there something we need to do? Can you check the network again? Thank you. So for product metrics, what you're trying to do basically is to ensure that everything you're bringing out with your analytics is communicating to how we're going to see product performance. So by seeing product analytics here, you can just repeat that product with data analytics. So if you do analytics, that is okay. You gather the data together, you've analyzed them, you have interpreted data about the product. But under product metrics now, it's not all the metrics we're looking at. We're looking at specific measurements. And when we get there, you will understand, okay? This is just an introductory slide. Thank you. Okay, someone said I should take, okay. So moved on. So I said how to identify key metrics to look for. Now, the reason why we're doing this how to identify is so that you don't just cram the general metrics in the market. If you see any product manager talk, everybody's saying DAU, MAU. Do you understand? No. Churn, conversion, no. You want to be looking into metrics that is not readily available in the market. You want to be looking into metrics that is not mostly talked about. Just a minute. So you want to be looking into things that are not general communication. And so in doing that, you must understand the philosophy behind the metrics you have out there. Are you getting me? The metrics you will see out there, if you carry your phone now and Google product metrics, you will see different values written out already. But this particular slide is to show you that even you can create your own. And it is simple. Number one, look at the goals your company wants to achieve. Alignment with goals. Look at the objectives. Your metrics will be in line with the objective. For instance, what if you are building a software for the company you are working for? It's not in the market. Do you understand? But it could be that they have built that software to be able to monitor how people work from during working hours. So 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So what you want to measure about the success of that product is to see how many people find it easy to use that platform first. What's the speed of onboarding? Do you understand? Maybe this one how is onboarding reducing? You want to look at how many tasks are used to assign, people assign daily on that platform. And so you are trying to see how people are. You can even want to check adoption, awareness. How many staff are using the product, especially during peak hours? How many of the, for instance, if there are stand-ups, how many of the things the staff say they did in a week do they even take time to put in on the platform? So it's not a product that you put out in the market. Some products may be internal, and we must be able to still measure. Okay, so alignment with goals is very important. Number two, measurability and actionability. That is, metrics should be quantifiable and provide actionable insights for improvement. You're looking at numbers that will provide insights that you can work with to improve the product. For that kind of app, don't go and say you want to do how many people are logging within working hours. The app is not for, you are not the HR, you are the product manager. So I'm not trying to look at what HR is trying to do, but I'm just trying to look at business objectives. How is my app enhancing it? It may all look vague now. By the time we get into the class, you will get the idea. For instance, it's up to you to say you want to see if people are clocking in. You understand how many staff, for instance, one of the metrics you don't want to check is how many staff are resuming work daily. That's not your business, you're not the HR. But you are speaking to your application, how many of them are actually logging into this app to clock in? You can also decide to look at how many staffs who are actually in the office are logging in with this app. Maybe some of them don't just like the app. Maybe the app is not enticing enough. And they, oh, because we built app internally, does not mean I'll use it. I don't like it. And they leave your app to you. If you do that, then relevant to target audience. So metrics should be able to focus on relevant user behaviors and key customers engagements and key customer segments. Metrics should focus on relevant user behaviors and key customer segments. Okay? See the words I've said, relevant user behaviors. You are seeing how they act. I'm trying to not give many illustrations because it's not cast in stone. For instance, he built an app to, let's go back to the workout app. You want to see number of challenges people are completing every day or every week. Because one thing you know is that when it comes to KPIs, key performance indicators, key performance indicators. So one thing you want to see is, are people even seeing this application? Okay, people like to measure how much they are following up challenge. I mean, you use YouVersion, you will see the way YouVersion keeps making it enticing for you to come and do the challenge. Somebody must have done some kind of metrics, study the impact, and start increasing some things there. So, okay, people are not really using these things for daily challenge. How can we make it more enticing to them to want to do? So relevance to your target audience and to your customer segment. Then the next one is data availability and tracking. Don't just say, for instance, Facebook now. You just say number of those who think about Facebook daily. How do you measure it? How do you find that? Maybe what's on your mind can help you. So ensure the data you are trying to measure is readily available. Don't stress yourself. This is like a research work. Most people want to do research. They want to say impact of elderly advice on either impact of elderly advice on food digestion in Africa. How do you measure elderly advice? How do you measure food digestion? So when we get there, you will see them. Okay, this class is for data-driven decision making. So let's just, the idea is to make us data-driven. Okay, we'll get there, don't worry. So ensure data is readily available, reliable, and tracked consistently over time. You may not want to use a data that is only available for 1 month. After 1 month, it's not there. Okay, so make sure that the data you are trying to measure is available over time. Thank you. So, sorry, this is a bit, let me zoom out so you can see. Again, how to make data-driven decision is that you must use data to drive product roadmap. You also use data to prioritize features. Use data to drive product roadmap, and use to prioritize your features. Number one, data-driven insights. You analyze user behaviors, market trend, cognitive analysis to identify opportunities and areas for improvement. Number one, you build this fitness app, you launch it. Okay? You realize that consumers, like I said, they are beginning to, in your app, the feature you need for collaboration, they are, but maybe you now run your, we mentioned earlier, yes, it's zoomed out, you can see it now. We mentioned earlier that you can run analysis, you can even run research based on your users. And in your questions, you're asking them, what do you think, what other services do you think would have made you this app better? Or what other things do you expect these things to have? And they start telling you, as much as possible, that's what data will do for you. When you analyze them, you can see how to put in more on the product. You can see their behavior. You can know where to either place a button or where to not place a button. But button is even the least you may need to do. You may need to look at features released entirely. And if it has those features and users don't know it, you may even look at the next line that marketing will have to face. Of course, market trends. Market trends, you want to see how other users are behaving across all other applications. Do you understand? And what they are facing. Lastly, you want to see competitive analysis. It's the same thing. You look for an app that looks like your own, you check. That's still the data-driven behavior. Because I showed you, so data-driven is not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in looking around. Your data-driven conversation could be that, this our own workout app. There's another app by Ministry of Sports. I've used it. It has this, it has that, it has this, it has that. And people are downloading it. People are really liking it. I've checked App Store. Last week they are 400,000 downloads. This week they got 600,000 downloads. And in the reviews, when people are talking about that feature, that's enough data. It's not all the time Power BI analytics. No, that's enough data for you to say we need that feature. Of course, you cannot use Canva framework, which I taught you, to modify those features. Look at things you can add or remove substitutes. You cannot use it to look at how to not steal. You can steal like a designer, so that you won't use their feature word for word. Just tweak it 1 or 2 a bit, and then you have it on your app. So I've used that to explain feature prioritization as well. Again, you can use data to analyze the features that your consumers want at a point in time based on responses. We showed you yesterday some things are nice to have, need to have. That feature prioritization I was teaching you, data is what you use to get it. And it's simple. Out of your research, how many people are talking about this? They are very low, but it's a very nice thing. So don't worry, we'll do it later. Okay? We still have a decision today. So we're building a sort of, so when we go to the dashboard for one particular application, it will show you the number of money you have left, of course. It will also show you a map, like a graph that reads how much you are making over time. But to do that graph, to implement it, especially the coding, was a lot of work. And I said, see, this is not necessary. They can already see their dashboard that this is nice to have. I said, make this the last thing we will do. If we have done everything, I will say after time, we'll come back to this one. If we have done and we don't have time, let's leave it. It's not a big deal. So that's data. It tells you prioritize. It tells you develop roadmap, okay? You can create a roadmap that outlines features release, timelines, dependencies. That's what data will do. What data will you need for roadmap development? It's simple. Although we'll go details into that tomorrow. But let me just give you an example. For example, for roadmap development, you can be looking at velocity, work in progress. Do you understand? You can be looking at your sprint. So it's not everything that is products. They've taught you sprint, that is how is your team progressing towards sprint? You put a feature within 2 weeks on your Jira. You put a feature in 2 weeks. That's what they call sprint burn down. That's what they call sprint burn down. You put a feature in 2 weeks. And within 1 week, you realize that, for instance, how do I put it to, let me see the way that I will get it. Okay, video call. If you can hear me, don't get lost. I know it's not that easy, but we'll get it. This is not the time for this particular thing I'm saying, but we'll get there. Let's say roadmap development, for instance. Video call is a feature on your sprint. In that video call, huh, if you open the video call on WhatsApp, you can see the icon for the person where it shows the person's face. You can see that you can click the person looks big. You can also make the person small, right? You can see that icon for video call will show. And you put that thing to be done in 2 weeks. You realize that after 1 week and 3 days, to even design the icon to even bring up the video, the designer is not done. There's not that coding. Do you understand? You should know that that data alone, knowing that this feature should take 2 weeks, in 1 week and 3 days we've not gone far. That's enough data to adjust roadmap and to see. It can make you see, okay, do I need to shuffle my team? Do I need to bring in a stronger hand? Those are things you need to see. I've done applications where I've changed the UI UX person twice because the UI UX person was not just getting it. Some people, and it's only simple that you must learn. Roadmap development is very key. Data. Okay, I've been working with UI UX people. This kind of onboarding, they do it in 2 days. How come your own is taking 10 days and we're not done? So that's data. One person does it in 2 days. You, 10 days, you are not yet done. It's enough data to interpret for roadmap development. So it's not all data that is market or feature prioritization or data. No, some data for roadmap. Another data like that is work in progress. You want to check your work in progress. Maybe for instance, you are working on 2-3 features at the same time. They're working on video call, they're working on voice note, they're working on status at the same time. That's enough data to check. So that means when somebody wants to say, can we get this feature next week? You can say, sorry, there is a work in progress. So that one makes you a data-driven product manager. Work in progress is a key term in product management too, under roadmap development. So it's a data you need. Finally, we're looking at activation and optimization. I've said this thing over and over again. As you monitor your data, you know the features to add, you know how to make it better. Okay? Moving on to the next one. Of course, incorporating user feedback for behavioral data. Incorporating user feedback. Exactly, a backup team player, something like that. So incorporating user feedback and behavioral data, and I will explain. We've shown you how to collect feedback earlier, so I won't go there. We talked about analyzing. I will only speak to 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 says implementing changes. You've collected it, you have analyzed. When you data-driven knowledge helps you to incorporate feedback into product updates, feature enhancement, or feature development. Some things can just be good as updates. Maybe somebody says, this WhatsApp. Well, I just want to be able to send voice notes. That's just a feature update. Somebody says, when I'm sending voice notes, I want to be able to send, like, lay another 3 on it. For instance, let's say you are maybe a choir chord in your church. I want to send 3 parts, and how it will sound. Maybe you can send the first voice note in tenor, record another voice note on it in alto, record another voice note on it in soprano. Do you understand? So that one does not need it's not a new feature, it's just a feature update. It's just a feature because the feature already exists. It's just to now make sure that people can do it 3 times and lay it on each other. That's different. Then some things cannot be like, I don't like this. I want WhatsApp to be able to, I want to be able to increase my professional details, have professional friends. That can no longer be a feature. That's a future development. So depending on the magnitude of feedback, you can either put them into product updates, feature enhancement, or feature development. And finally, I talk about tracking records, tracking results. That's just for this slide though. As I said, finally, I can see people are already happy. Track results. So you want to monitor the impact of the change on key metrics. Because the metrics that you saw that made you do what you did on your product, you still need to go back to that metric to see if it's improving as per your update. So that's how to incorporate user feedback into designs. So I know that many of us currently are beginning to think, hey, Jesus, trust me, you can know these things. It's not, it's easy. It's easy, you can know these things. And naturally, we also get a job that expects you to do all of this at the same time. But they will expect you to know something about it and you to manage a team that is doing it. Okay? So please, it's simple. Um, Now let's talk about data-driven product lifecycle management. Are you there? Data-driven product lifecycle management. Number one, you use data to identify market opportunities and user needs. You know, the product lifecycle management is what all of us know. We all know the product lifecycle. We know how it works. Let me show you something. Help me. We must finish slide today. I have just 17 minutes. And I was thinking I won't even use the 2 hours today. I was already in my mind thinking I will use just a few. Somebody's already typing now. Wow, don't wow, calm down. Uh, your software development, software life cycle. Uh, just a minute, guys. I want to show you. Okay, let me pull up countries. Boy. Strengthen, man. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to load something for us to see. It's also on that sheet, but okay. Don't even worry. Let me just because if I go on this slide, we will not leave here today. So let me stay on this. So ideation and discovery. You know, products has a life cycle from ideate to design to develop, launch, and improve. You know, the largest life cycle of the product. So in project management, your work starts at launch. But in product management, your work goes on after launch to iterate or improve. So for every step like this in product management, you need data. So being a data-driven product manager means in your ideation, you are using market research, you are looking at user needs, you are data-driven. Because so we must look at people at data. Other people download your apps, they are data. You collect info. That's why you're doing KYC, know your customer. That's what KYC is. KYC is product management. You're trying to see who they are, and then by the time you can use that to check their interaction with the app, you can see their behavioral attitudes and use that to manage them. Um, that is at the side. Number two is design and development. You must create a product prototype based on user feedback and data insights. We've talked about design thinking last week, upper week. Do you understand? So you already understand all of that part. Let me go to launch and marketing. The data you have collected is what you will target in your market. They are the audience you are speaking to. You are speaking to your data. So you are being data driven, it earns you respect. I can tell you that. Okay, you know what? Oh, marketing. Okay, you know what? Let me have a meeting with the marketing team today. As having a meeting with your marketing team, you are coming with your charts, your graph, your insight that you got from user research. So from user research, I know that by 500 people want this feature, we have it. So this is the feature we are marketing. Please note this. I want this in your communication. I also notice that out of our feedback, about 80% of our users may be women. So if you are sponsoring, target women more. Thank you. By the time you give that insight, they respect you. I know they lie you. They want to communicate that. One of the things you may have issues with as you're going out there to work is that when you're trying to do your product research, your CEO has called you that, yeah, start developing. So you may not have all of this data, but hopefully you get a job in places that respect the process. So iterate and improve. Of course, when you have now launched and people are using, you still need data. You still need to gather data to improve and iterate. Do you understand? Moving on, I want to look at challenges, really, and I had to do it. You know, there are things that affect us in this part. Number one, first, is the quality of data. It's not easy to get quality data. People can be very funny in filling forms, in putting out info. They just write it anyhow. Another two is, so of course the quality of data you have. Then another limitation is, there is, can you explain descriptive and the rest again? I don't know what that is, so I don't know how to get there. And I want to know specifically what you mean by smaller. We have just 12 minutes. Please, while you're finding out what you mean, let me go on so I can come back when you're ready. Thank you. So, challenges. We're looking at data quality issues. The quality of the data may affect you. Even the data may not be accessible. Okay. Another thing which may be for many of us here is lack of analytical skills. Lack of analytical skills. Many of us may not be able to analyze it or make it say what we wanted to say. And you must be open, discuss with your colleagues that you think may know it, read up, watch videos, and you get the idea. Then lastly is resistance to change, which is an issue. Most companies today don't really use analytics to make decisions. Decisions just come from maybe a CEO call, or everybody just, let's have this feature, it's nice, it's nice, it's nice. It's not coming from the market. And by the time you want to start bringing all of those processes to it, people start looking at you as alasheju, in quotes. So there's always resistance to change. Those are the challenges that we see. But best practices. Best practices is number one, establishing a data-driven culture. There must be a culture to build from data. In God we trust, everyone else brings data. So again, invest in analytics tools and training. That's the way you can do it. It never ends. You keep getting trained. Invest in it. Then of course, collaboration between product and data teams. So you may have people in the company already data oriented, or a data team. Is just to ensure that you create a merger between those in your data team and those in the product team. Okay? You may be privileged to work in a place where there's an active data team. I know a company that has full data team and a full development team. You can be able to get one of them to help you with that, to help you with data, but they will not analyze. Olani, you can get in touch with your admin. They will show you the slides are available and all of that. Okay, and then the video on YouTube. That's just my own. The slides are available. It's I believe the admin will start to be uploading them gradually, and then the videos are on YouTube. You can watch through, and then if you now have questions, just reach out to your admin as well, and then get back to us, and then we'll give you feedback for the answers. So I really hope that you find yourself in places where there are established things, but then there has to be you who has to be a leader who will coordinate both of them to deliver. Moving on. So the future of data-driven product management. I want to take questions. There's a future, and that means we are looking at increased automation. Sorry, I can't zoom out as much. We're looking at advanced AI, personalized user experience. And I will explain. It's not all applications that you have the same features. Some people, depending on how much you can pay, there are different features for everybody. Okay, or maybe improve features for different people. So that's the future of data-driven products. Data products that can see into what people want. For instance, now there are no-code platforms. No-code platforms are platforms where it's bare. When you open it, you have to build what you want by yourself, by picking up cards and anything to just arrange and have your own application to yourself. So those things will now mean all of us can personalize our experience. 100 of us can be using the same app and we have different experience. Okay, that analytics technique, that's at the beginning. I didn't go deeper into it. Of course, I said you can do descriptive, you can do prescriptive, you can do predictive. Okay, descriptive, you are trying to describe what it is, speak to the current data. But for prescriptive and descriptive research, you are looking more into core and regression analytics. Do you understand? Okay, you're looking more into a bit more complex, and I said you may not need it. Okay, for instance, prescriptive, you are trying to look at what will people do. You're looking at to look at their course of action, and so to a large extent, it's more you need a lot of advanced processes and advanced tools, which is not really what may be what you need as a product manager. Where you need to stop is descriptive. Most of the tools I've seen, and I will show you tomorrow, They're basically very descriptive. Many of these prescriptive analysis, what you're trying to do is to see cause of action. Do you understand? Moving forward. So you are trying to prescribe a cause of action with data, and it's mostly not, it's mostly not what people deal with as much. Another one is predictive. But I'm just trying to let you know that why I didn't go into all of that is as a product manager, your major stay will be under descriptive. I can tell you that. You can take it to the back. Your major stay will be under descriptive. Okay? So, and I mentioned it here again. I said the use of data will be more sophisticated with predictive analysis, real-time data, and a focus on creating seamless and intuitive user experience. Okay? So the idea is that's the future. So you can see more on predictive and prescriptive, all this email automation and all of that. That's where they are. So predictive focus on forecasting outcomes. For instance, predictive is if I add this feature, people will download more. That's forecasting based on data. But then we can, in fact, you may not have enough data on your metrics to do predictive. And I will explain. Because in predictive now, you are trying to see if if exchange rate if they touch exchange rate, how will it affect? Or let me not even go that route. You are trying to look at if Facebook monetizes, people will drop the app. Do you understand? So when you predict, you have predicted, if Facebook has money, people will drop the app. Because currently from my research, I've seen that people don't want to pay more for just Facebook. Prescriptive analysis will now do is you will now recommend optimal course of action that you're supposed to take. You are recommending the best action you can take based on predictions. So that's why I said predictive and prescriptive work together, and they are more in the advanced analytics end. So the thing is, now we cannot increase money. People will go. That's your predictive analysis. That's fine. What's not your prescriptive analysis? Prescribe the way they give you drugs in the hospital. What should we do? What is the best action we can take to still achieve a good result? That's what it is. Do you understand? You know what? Let's not increase money. Let's not just increase money. The prescriptive means from this. We also did further research and we realized that people are willing to pay if Facebook can be used. What do we call it now? If Facebook can add a feature called Facebook Pay, where there is a full fintech side to Facebook, so that you can now make an e-commerce, so that you can make orders in a structured manner. Marketers are verified. Not everybody just pushing market. Looks like another junior with payment per here, I can do it. So that's prescriptive. The action point followed by the change they want to do. So you're not just increasing money, you're adding value to it and you retain more users in that process. However, you may, of course, let me not say may because I'll put it as a feature. So, and we're in the future already. In fact, people will say we're already late. 4 minutes to go. Let me see. Okay, good. Thank you. Because I knew that's the way I wanted to end it on. So we're in 4 minutes to go, and this is where this ends on. So by tomorrow, we'll pick it up from all of these 4. We start seeing different metrics from business to product usage to customer satisfaction to roadmap, and then possibly by the last class, then we'll start seeing how to measure these things. For many of these things, you're not doing a lot of work. You're not doing a lot of work. I will not be teaching that analysis in this class, but I'll just be showing you. My job is I'll be showing you the existing dashboards and how to interpret. Okay, so your job is to now know how to interpret, how to calculate some things that needs calculation, like things like customer lifetime value. You have to calculate. So we'll be showing you all of that. And so please tomorrow come with your A game. Exactly. So come with your A game, a lot of A games, because you have a lot to learn in a short time, and we believe it should be quite engaging. Also, because it may be a bit, just a bit, not too much, a bit technical. I'm trying to not use up to 2 hours so that we'll not get all clogged up. So, but today we have to use it. I'm still trying to see if there are questions I've not attended to in the space of this. We still have 3 minutes to take a few questions, and I will gladly take them. Okay, okay, okay. For now, it's not there. I will just tell you something for free. Most times, for instance, I have analytics that I look at some things I built. I do not have to do anything. All you need to do is to have direct. You need to have proper. Your. We will do a course, communication with product managers. I'm hoping we'll find a way to put it in so that you can learn how to communicate and in a way where you can get them to. It's also leader under leadership. So you can easily just because some of them. How do you get people to fill Google form? Okay, when you have. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Google created any form. Follow my slides. Okay, let me start again because some people that are not following me. So I googled Google form. Okay, I searched for Google form. It brought me Google form. I clicked on Google form sign in. Because I already signed it before, sorry, I will just click on a form I've done. Okay, if I do this for StartX, this is for a product. Thank you. You can see what is your age, gender, ethnic origin, education. I'm asking this question because it relates to my product, okay? Employment status. And there's even AI now. Okay. So all of that, I did that form. When you want to see, you can see my screen. Just come here, come to send. When you're done creating your questions, click on send. When you click on send, you will see send via, you can send via email, you can send via link, you can send via a code. Leave this code part, you're not a developer. Just come to this middle that has link, click on link. By the time you click on link, the link will appear. You can click on shorten URL. Okay? By the time you click on this shorten URL, copy it, click on copy. You can paste that link anywhere. Yes, I know now, I'm going somewhere. So, you want 500 responses, it's simple. The first thing you can do, get a graphic designer, write a copy. Hi, I'm working on a product, can you help me fill? You can design it, put it on your Instagram, sponsor the post. They will fill it. By the time you are sponsoring, they will ask you website visit. You can put the form link there for website visit. They will fill it. Many of you have WhatsApp status. You can so trade every day. No, you don't need to pay them. It's how you communicate. That's why you have to. You can put it on your status. Put the link there. You can share to your friend circle. If you attend church, talk to you understand. Talk to people after service. Do the hard work. Carry your form around. If you meet people, okay, you know what? Let them fill it through your phone, sir. You don't have to send them link. Let them fill it through your phone. Yeah, let me fill this thing. Then number two, don't make your form very cumbersome. You are not jammed. I need to round up now because of time. But I'm just telling you how we get responses whenever we do. Okay? As much as possible, you are not UTMing. Okay? Don't create unnecessary space. Talk to people one-on-one. There is one-on-one. Start learning it also. Give them the phone. You can use my phone to fill it. Another thing is you have student community. You have your other ones in school. I go crazy when I want to fill forms. Share it as much as you can. Always put it on status every time. Share it to groups, share it to your people, share it to your family group. Tell all of them, please let me get 10 people. Do you understand? I think that's about how we get funds filled. You can sponsor it. You can sponsor it. You can decide to do a sponsor post on it. LinkedIn is a good place to even do it. Hi, I'm working on a product and I'd like to have your feedback on Kiniko. You might not even say I'm working on a product. That's very cliche, they're very direct. You can have your own story. Let your write be a bit crazy and work with a copywriter. Okay, I want people to fill this form. How can I get them to fill it? Write it differently. Do you understand? Most times, what happens to most products is that they are built without users in view. And one time, one of such is one of the products are built that's related to health. And one thing we realize that because you are tech does not mean you know the health issues people face. And one of the things I want to do is I don't want to build without knowing what you're facing. So I would like you to share your input and contribute to success of do you contribute to this product by filling this form? Not even filling this form. They will fill the form, of course, but by letting us know your pain points and your desires. Kindly fill this to communicate that. And what you want to do, there are some forms like Microsoft Forms. If you use Microsoft Forms, you can see the number of minutes it takes everyone to fill at the analytics end. That's why I like using Microsoft Forms a lot. You will see the analytics end. You will see that maybe it took some people 4 hours, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. You might want to go back into the form and look at how to make it shorter. Okay, I don't want anybody to spend 2 minutes. So that by the time you're telling them, don't worry, it only takes 2 minutes. By the time you have 1 million questions, you won't go far. I believe that has answered you. You can also look for more reasons. It's basic marketing. That's not even a technical question. It's basic marketing. It's as simple as saying, how do I sell my product? So how do you sell? Thank you very much. And we'll meet tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a good night.